Hey guys, I'm up and about. I am up and fucking about. I'm going out because I've got to go out and do some essential stuff. So I'm going to go out and I've got to go to the bank. I've got to go to the post office and deposit some cash because I've got a client who pays in cash still. So, but we're going to sort that out and they won't pay cash anymore because we all know we're moving to a cashless society. You know, I just did a post on the Tasmanian police status about the pipwe and the biological, you know, the ramifications of not being able to go to your shack this weekend, and we all have to stay home and stay safe. And we all got a message from the government, no doubt, yesterday. Everybody would have got a text message from the government yesterday, from the Australian government, saying stay home, stay safe. Now, the thing is, the stay home, stay safe campaign is just that. It's a campaign. Alright? It's like an advertising campaign. Right? When someone wants to sell you something, they do an ad. Right? And it appeals to your better nature. Right? And they use words in advertising and marketing to appeal to your better nature. So when you want to buy something from someone, they will use trigger words in your brain that make you feel good about buying that said product or said thing, okay? That item of purchase. They will, good marketers, so good advertisers will use the right language to make sure that your brain goes into buy mode when you listen to the ad, okay? When you listen to it, because they try to appeal to your better nature. That's the same as the text message that we all received yesterday, right? It's to appeal to your better nature, all right? The better nature is to stay home and stay safe. Key word, safe, right? I'm not joking. You think I'm joking? The key word in that advertising campaign is safe, all right? They're using the word safe because they know that you will relate to the word safe, because it ticks something in your brain and you go, oh, safe, and it makes you feel safe. It makes you want to be safe, right? That's how they're using the word safe, okay, from a mental point of view. Because if they don't use the word safe, most people will not listen to that exact message and just continue on doing daily business as usual, okay? I've just got to fix the heat in this car. She's bloody warm. So they'll appeal to your better nature. So what I did was I posted on a Tasmanian police post promoting a Department of Primary Industries of Water and Environmental Biological piece of paper for people to read and understand about why they shouldn't be going to their shacks for Christmas, Easter, why they shouldn't be going out and riding mountain bikes on trails or going fishing, which, you know, if you go fishing, generally you only usually go with one other person, and you go 1,000,000 miles away from any other person on the fucking planet, right? So they're telling us we can't do that Easter, we've got to stay home and stay safe. So what I did was I put on this Tasmanian police post. I said, and everybody thinks they're not taking away your freedom, all right? As a human being, we have the freedom, right? We have the right. We actually have the right to freely walk the earth as we are designed. We have the right to choose. We have the right to live on the grid, or we have the right to live off the grid. Meaning we have the right to go to the supermarket and buy stuff. We have the right to use electricity and sign up to have power and pay the bills for the power, to have that right, okay? Or we have the right to not have that, okay? So, while I put my shoes on before I go to the post office, because that's where I'm at, we have that right, okay? So we have the freedom, right? So what happens is now, COVID-19, right? COVID-19, ironically, COVID-19, because it was found last year, but we all know it was created. Because if we do our research, if you do your research, and someone said to me that when I posted about this, they said, "Oh, I didn't know that you were a prestigious doctor." No, I'm not a prestigious doctor. No, I'm not. But I'm not stupid, because every prestigious doctor that gets put on the news agrees to what the news is broadcasting. Do you not understand that? Like, are you really that stupid? Like, of course they're only going to talk to people that agree with that. That's how the media works. They don't go out and get a different opinion, because that's not how it works. If you remember, climate change, right? Climate change, another fucking thing the media wrecked, right? Because we know, oh, wow, they don't go and talk to anybody else who disagrees with it. They don't. They will not. They won't. It's not what they want. They want to scare you into change. They want to scare... What is the biggest motivator for a human being? What is the biggest if you don't know that, I'll give you a second to think about it, right? While I time your shoe up. The biggest motivator for a human being is fear. Fear will either get you to do what you don't want to do, or fear will get you to do what others want you to do. Fear is a massive motivator. So how do you get everybody to conform to staying home and staying safe? You scare the fuck out of them by getting people to agree on what you're telling the world. Okay? You get people who agree. They don't get people who are in the middle with an unbiased opinion. They never ever do that. They never ever grab someone with an unbiased opinion. Okay, and if they do, and in the rare occasion they might, what they do is they steer that person with questioning to make sure they put them into the maybe category. Okay, so then you doubt that person. You doubt that person, so then you go back to believing the individual that they had on previously. Everybody that the media uses agrees with what the media is saying for a reason. It's not because it's right. It's not because it's wrong. We don't know what's right and wrong, but if we only listen to one source, if we only listen to one side, of course we're going to do what they want us to do. Aren't we? That's how it works. So what I did was I put the stats up for last year's flu. Okay, which was between 1,500 and 3,000 people in Australia died from the flu last year. Did we shut the country down? Did we tell everybody to wash their hands? Did we tell everybody to put face masks on between April and August? Maybe August, July, late July, early August? No, we didn't. There were 18,000 hospitalisations. 18,000. Did we stop? But we have a vaccine. But hey, Stephen, we've got a vaccine. Yes, we have a vaccine. And guess what? Those are the results, even with a vaccination program in place. Okay? 10% of the population, 10% stayed home from work last year. Okay? 10% had 2 weeks off work. The post is going off as I'm doing this video. It's absolutely fucking lit. Anyway, and then I put in, so there was 300,000 people, right, that were seen by a GP for influenza, for the flu, okay? 300,000 people out of 24 million, okay? I'm going average, it's 24 point something. I'm pretty sure it's like 24.4 or 24.6. I really can't remember. But I'll look it up later, and then I might edit the video and put it in the comments, okay? So what I'm saying is that these people are just believing what they've been told, but they're not listening to other sources of information. They're not listening. They don't believe that we're going to go to a cashless society. We are going to go to a cashless society. It's been building to that for the last 10 years. If we weren't going to a cashless society, why wouldn't banks would banks, sorry, not wouldn't, why would banks introduce instant payment services? So when I transfer you money 10 years ago, it used to take up to 3 days. But I can transfer you money today in 2020, actually last year, it's called OSCO or Pay ID. You can instantly transfer money. So you can go bang, bang, and it's there instantly. If we're not moving to a cashless society, then why was that created as an option so that you could pay the people you need to pay when you go to see your personal trainer, or if you go to the wherever you got to, you know, for that extra service? Okay, I'm not saying go to the shop and use your tap and pay. I'm talking about the extra service, so that when you go buy something off Facebook, buy and sell, you don't use a 20 anymore. You can just transfer the money instantly. We wouldn't have created OSCO or Pay ID. That would never have been created if we weren't moving towards a cashless society. Okay, it's been building. You've got to look at everything from all the points of views. You can't just look at it from what one news service or the main services of news are telling you. You need to look at stuff. You need to read stuff. You need to watch other outlets. You need to broaden your horizons. You can't just, right, the mainstream media makes Donald Trump look like an asshole. Okay, I'm going to use him as a very good example. I have watched every single press conference since he put it on PBS, and he is an absolute fucking star. He is honest, he is open, he is to the point, and when someone asks him a question and then they can't, then he puts them on the back foot, they look like an idiot. And yet the person's job asking the questions should already know where the answer's going to be. They should have already done their journalism investigation into the question before it gets answered, so they know the direction that the answer is going to be in. But no, let's use John yesterday for an example. John seems like a very not bright person. John asked the question of the president, and the president fired a question back and said, how long has that person been in office for? And he said they started in January this year, which was incorrect. About 5 minutes later, Donald Trump had found out that that person had actually been in the last administration. So therefore, John's question was irrelevant, was pointless. You see what I mean? So but what would have happened if you watched it on Channel 7 or MSNBC or Fox News? Those guys would have cut that part out. They would have cut it out. And they would have made Donald Trump look like a dick. But actually, he's not. You've got to watch him to understand him. He's actually fucking intelligent. He's really smart, and he when he walks into the press conference, you know that he's on. So that's an example of the mainstream media and not why you shouldn't believe them. But Donald Trump was touted last year, early last year. It was touted by the mainstream media that Donald Trump was going to go to Korea, and then World War III was going to happen, and a nuclear outbreak of war. That was by the news. The mainstream media told us that. The mainstream media